Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness is a moment of aviation history in the making. Not since the final days of the Second World War in Europe has an aircraft taken to the skies. Today, more than 70 years later, it has returned with a vengeance. It is the one, the only, Messerschmitt Me-262. Nicknamed the Swallow, this aircraft is famous amongst war historians and aviation enthusiasts alike as the creation that changed the course of military aviation forever. It was the world's first operational jet fighter. While not the first ever jet aircraft, it was the first to see frontline combat service. In less than a year of combat service with the Luftwaffe of Nazi Germany, the Me-262 was attributed with nearly 550 aerial kills, compared to only about 100 losses. Its upgraded weapons and pilot strategies made it the bane of Allied bombers across the Western Front. Had the 262 been deployed earlier in the war, it may have struck a terrible blow to the Allied powers' hopes of winning the war. The sheer speed provided by the Me-262's Junkers Jumo 004 engines meant that its pilots were forced to develop new methods of attacking slow-moving heavy bombers, whose turret guns moved too slowly to counter them. This involved flying in a roller coaster motion, climbing and diving to take accurate shots at the bombers. Of course, being the first jet fighter also has its drawbacks. For instance, the Me-262's engines did not function very well at low speeds, leaving it a sitting duck on takeoff and landing. Allied fighter pilots deduced that it was also vulnerable while making turns. Though the Third Reich was worse off for it, the world is lucky that this fighter was introduced so late in the war, as the increasing scarcity of materials meant that its engines were built to subpar standards. they typically only saw a maximum service life of 50 flying hours. It is for this reason that all replica Me-262s flying today have been equipped with a modern General Electric J85 engine, the same type which powers the Northrop F5 and T-38s. The same goes for this airframe, the very first original 262 to fly since the last days of the Third Reich. This next pass overhead will be your last opportunity to catch the aircraft on camera during today's historic performance. So get your photo-taking devices ready. From ahead, the Messerschmitt Me-262 Swallow. So there we have it, folks. It's the Me-262. Give a round of applause for Wedge in this brilliant, iconic German aircraft. It's not British, I can assure that. If it was, it would work. This is the first time this Me-262 has seen the light of day since it's finished its restorations.